It all started after a hurricane ripped through our town. Basements were flooded, spirits were broken, and I was just trying to help where I could. One day, I get a call from an older lady. Her basement was completely wrecked by the flood. She didn't have much, but she really needed a hand. So I went over and got to work, tearing out ruined drywall, clearing debris, replacing what I could. I didn't charge her a single dime. When it was all said and done, she tried to pay me anyway, handing me a crisp $100 bill. I told her it wasn't necessary, that I was just happy to help. But she insisted. I took it with a smile, figuring that was that. A few weeks later, she called me about another project. She had this old truck sitting in her yard that wouldn't run. I took a look, and it turned out to be a simple fix. Just needed a new radiator. I told her what part to get, installed it for her, and when I handed her the keys, she completely surprised me. She said, "You've done so much for me already. Just take the truck. It's yours." I tried to refuse, even offered to pay something for it, but she just shook her head. "No," she said, "you've already paid me back plenty." So I drove off in that old truck, grinning the whole way. The funny thing is, I didn't really need it, but opportunity seems to have a way of finding me. Not long after, I traded that truck for a real classic, a blue 1989 Mercedes-Benz 300 SD turbo diesel. It had those slick, clean lines, that old-school Mercedes charm. I got it detailed, polished it until it gleamed, and snapped a picture for my Instagram. Within an hour, my phone started buzzing. 3 private calls in a row. I ignored them, figuring it was just spam. 15 minutes later, another call. This time, I answered. A deep, professional voice on the other end said, "This is the President's Interior Cabinet Director. I saw your Mercedes on Instagram. I want to buy it." At first, I thought it was a prank, but he was serious. He said he already had 2 mechanics in the air, flying my way. "Price is not an issue," he told me. I hesitated. The car was just too nice to let go of. But when someone in that position insists, you listen. We agreed on a price, $3,000 over his original offer. The mechanic showed up with a packet full of cash, paying me 3 times what that old truck was ever worth. They even handed me an extra $500 just to keep the plates on for shipping. We stood around chatting for a while afterward. They were really solid guys. Before they drove off, one of them handed me a card and said, "If you ever want to join the Freemasons, give us a call." I never did join, but I still have their number. It's wild how one good deed, just helping a stranger after a storm, can set off a chain of events you could never plan. From a flooded basement, to a classic Benz, to a handshake deal with people who serve the president. It just goes to show, when you lead with kindness instead of profit, the universe has a funny way of paying you back. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.